Ever wonder if there's a roadmap for life? Some kind of guide to navigating the whole journey? Well, some of the most ancient wisdom offers just that. So today, let's explore that map together, breaking it down into three key stages: our youth, our prime, and our later years.
Wow, this quote is incredibly powerful, isn't it? It's a really stark reminder of a central truth we're going to talk about today, that one single small choice can sometimes outweigh a whole lifetime of good work. It just goes to show how much our decisions really matter.
So, life, when you really boil it down, presents us with this constant, fundamental choice. It's not one big decision, but 1,000 tiny ones that really set our direction. Every single day, we're choosing a path. The real question is, are we walking toward wisdom, or are we kind of stumbling toward foolishness? And look at this. It lays out those two paths so clearly, right? On one side, you've got the wise path. That's all about being diligent, having integrity, thinking ahead, and being careful with your words. But on the other side, well, that's the foolish path. It's marked by laziness, deceit, impulse, and just talking way too much. The powerful truth here is that every single day, we're choosing which side of this we're going to live on.
Okay, so let's see how this actually plays out, starting with our youth. This is such a critical time for building a strong foundation. Seriously, the habits we form and the principles we adopt right now, they're the very stones that are going to support the entire structure of our future.
So, how do we build this foundation? The wisdom here gives us three big keys. First up, listen. Really listen. Learn from the experience of people who've already been there. Second, choose your company wisely. Don't walk down a path with people who are headed for trouble. And third, and this is the big one, guard your integrity. You've got to protect your character above everything else. And this right here shows you exactly why that third step is so crucial. Think of your character like a spring of water. Everything that flows into your life, your relationships, your work, your own peace of mind, it all comes from that source. If the source is clean and pure, the river of your life will be too. It is, without a doubt, the single most important thing you have.
All right, so now we move into our prime, adulthood. This is the season of action. It's about building, working, and taking some calculated risks. That foundation you laid in your youth, it's now being put to the test and put to good use.
I love this metaphor for our prime years. It's all about investing our energy, our resources, our talents, basically sending them out into the world. Now, there's no guarantee of an immediate return, and sure, there's always a risk, but the principle is solid. If you're proactive and put good things out there, eventually you're going to see a harvest. And that's the big question, isn't it? Because let's be real, the future is always uncertain. You can't predict the weather, you can't predict the economy. So if you can't just sit around waiting for the perfect conditions, what are the principles that should guide your actions? The wisdom here is just so practical. You can't wait for perfect conditions. The person who only watches the wind will never plant a single seed. You have to act, you got to be diligent, because an idle house starts to leak. Be generous, because giving often leads to getting more back. Work smart, not just hard. And always, always be a person of your word. These are the things that guide you when the future is a question mark. And that brings us, of course, to the final stage of the journey. The crazy pace of action starts to slow down, and a whole new season begins. This is a time for reflection, for perspective, and for seeing the full harvest from all those seeds you planted decades before. This line is just beautiful, isn't it? So poetic. The blossoming almond tree with its white flowers is a symbol for white hair, like a crown you get for a long life. It's a season where all the frantic noise of midlife starts to fade, and what's left is a quieter, more thoughtful existence. And what this really captures is this essential shift in our later years. It's a shift from doing to being. The wisdom is all about finding joy in the journey you've had, accepting the things you can't change, and really understanding that your true legacy isn't about what you've collected, but who you've become. The memory of a life lived with integrity becomes like a tree of life, offering shade and strength to the next generation. So we've walked through youth, adulthood, and our later years. But here's the thing. There's one powerful idea, this one unifying thread that runs through all three stages and ties everything we've talked about together. And this is it. If you take away one single thing, let it be this. It doesn't matter if you're 18, 45, or 80 years old.
the quality of your life, the security you feel, the legacy you leave behind, it all flows directly from your inner character. Your integrity is the engine of your entire life. This timeless wisdom suggests that a life of integrity is kind of like the rising sun. It only gets brighter over time. It builds on itself, growing in strength and warmth as you go. So the final question, it really is for you. As you think about the path you're on today, where is it leading?